the Hudbah, Shaykh Effendi is saying that fear, it is a natural state of man. That everyone, especially in the 21st century, they are full of fear. They have money, they have education, they have technology, they have everything. But still they have a lot of fear. And they are running everywhere and doing everything to take that fear out. They are drinking, they are doing drugs, they are cheating and lying. They're being drunk with other things. Doing everything to take out that fear that is in their hearts. Shaykh Effendi is saying that fear, it is natural. Man is given that fear. Our father, Adam alayhi salam, when he came down to the earth, first time that he's seeing the darkness, first time he's seeing the sun rising, first time he's seeing the sun setting, first time he's seeing the animals coming and other creatures coming, he's filled with fear. And that is the time when Jibreel alayhi salam said to him, Ya Adam, the salams of our Lord to you. And he is saying, in order to get rid of that fear, connect to him. Make that connection to him. And to trust and to know that he is there with you. He is not away from you. That Holy Prophet said thousands of years later, 1400 years ago, he said, Allah, He is closer to us than our jugular vein. So he says, Allah is close to you. For you, in order for you to take away this fear, to overcome this fear, to know that Allah is there always, even if you are faced with uncertainty in your life, because this life, it is uncertain. This life, it is not certain. And the life has its own challenges, and this life is not a paradise. And man is trying to make this world to be a paradise away from Allah and His Prophet, and more fear, and more paranoia, more anxiety is coming to him. So, Adam alayhi salam said, from now on I'm not going to fear. Even if certain things they happen, it is part of the life here because I'm not in paradise anymore. But I'm not going to fear because I have the connection to Allah. And Shaykh Effendi is saying, Hazrat Ali, that this connection, it is given generically. Everyone has this connection. Meaning Allah is connected to every one of us. Not just us. Allah is connected to every animal, every insect, every plant, every tree, every grain of sand, every particle, every atom, every sun, every planet, every galaxy, even the air. Allah is connected to His creation. And His creation is giving salams, and His creation is giving zikr of Allah in return, remembering their Lord in return. And they are connected because nothing in creation is going out from the way that Allah has created to fulfill its purpose of its creation. A chicken is a chicken, a cat is a cat, a dog is a dog. You don't try to see a chicken trying to become a dog or a dog trying to become a cat. In these days you may see a little bit here and there, but that's because of man's egoistic interference, changing the natural order of things. But everything in creation has its own place, and they know what they must do. They do not disobey Allah. What is the purpose of man's creation? To be the Khalifa of Allah, to represent Allah. And man is running away from this responsibility and is connecting itself to this dunya. And because man is running away from the remembrance of Allah and running away from his responsibility, fear must enter. Fear is there. Allah is connected to every single human being from the beginning up to the end. Yes, but if we are running away from Allah, we're not getting that much benefit too. Allah is also not leaving us alone. Allah has given us intelligence and free will. With the intelligence and the free will, with that, it is enough. And to bring us back to Allah. We don't need prophets, and we don't need books. We don't need awliya Allah. Just with the intelligence, and just with the intelligence and the faith that Allah has given to us, we will find Allah. As Ibrahim alayhi salam found Allah. Now, whatever that is given to us, the closeness that is given to us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is closer to us than our jugular vein. But if we are running away from Allah's calling to us, if we are running away from Allah's invitation to us, then that time will be filled with darkness and will be filled with fear. That time it's going to happen, definitely. So, that child that you just see, he is closer, she is closer to Allah than any single one of us. And is trusting and is loving Allah. Is not having any fear. You see any kid they're having any fear? They are still in that angelic world. They're still able to understand and live not from this dunya, but still smelling and experiencing from that other worlds. Protection is coming with them. Blessings is coming to those ones who love them and respect them. The young ones, the babies, and the elderly people, and the baby sheep, the lambs. That Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, if it was not for the little children, for the babies and the baby lambs and the elderly people, if it's not because of them, Allah will not even send a single drop of rain to this world. What is that meaning? That's meaning that we have to have love and compassion to them, to take care of them, to understand them and to provide for them. Because they are not from this world completely. And if we are always with them, then the rahmat is falling. Always with the younger kids, rahmat is falling. Elderly people coming, rahmat is falling. Americans, they don't like that too much. After a certain age, they separate completely from the elderly. Their parents and their grandparents. Majority. Those strongly rooted families, they don't separate. If it becomes too much, they send them to nursing home. And they say, you just wait there to die. That is not Islam. Are those things happening in the Muslim countries, Muslim nations here, among the Muslim communities? Of course it's happening. But that is not coming from Islam. And no blessings is going to come to those Muslim communities. So Allah is very close to us. And Allah is always calling to us to return to Him. So what is the problem now? Why is there fear? Because we are running away from Allah. We are not listening to Him. We refuse to listen to Him. We make so much noise to block out His voice. We put so much veils between our heart and what He is sending, what the prophets are sending, what the angels are sending, what the awliya Allah and the salihin they are sending. We put so much barricades and we only listen to our desires. What we think is right and wrong, what we want to take from this world, how we want to live. Then that time, what happens in that time? Fear will always be there. You can have that time, this world. You can have everything that you want. You can have everything that you can possibly imagine. Still, there's going to be fear because you do not connect yourself to Allah. That one, it doesn't have to have anything. Look at the lives of the prophets and the awliya Allah. They have nothing. They are always being oppressed. They are always being subjected to a lot of hardship. You don't see them complain, number one. And number two, they know it is coming from Allah. And they are connected to Allah. And they know that this is all fake false illusion and delusion, this world anyway, and it's going to pass. How are you going to get that connection to Allah? Let me ask you, how? Khutbah is saying, how? How? You're saying, how? Last week. So I'm asking you, how? How you're getting that connection to Allah? Where's the khutbah? Anyone? Yeah, he's sleeping. Say. First, you have to follow the Prophet ﷺ. You have to follow the Prophet. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, they are claiming, oh, I love Allah. Allah is close to me. I'm close to Allah. And those ones, they're saying, I follow Allah. I don't have to follow you. And Allah is giving an order. Say to them, if they love Allah, they must love you and follow you. Ya Muhammad alayhi wasalam. For Allah to love them. For Allah to love them. To return that love. The doorway to Allah's love is through the love of the Prophet alayhi wasalam. So there is a protocol to reaching Allah. It is through the Prophet. Loving Prophet is not, again, the khutbah is saying, not just by saying, I love Prophet. So many, they're saying they're loving Prophet. But following Prophet is following his lifestyle. Taking what he loves and taking what he doesn't like and what he doesn't love and putting it into your life. It is important. There's no other way. The protocol to Allah is through the Prophet. The protocol to the Prophet ﷺ is in following the Imams. What we call the Murshids, the Sheikhs, his inheritors. Those ones that he left with us to say, to come to me, follow these ones represent me. And they are for you, for that community, for that time. Very easy now. He knows you and you know them. They are part of you. Follow them. And they will bring you to me, and I will bring you to Allah. There has to be that connection. You cannot make a direct link. Nowhere, never you can make a direct link. Allah makes a direct link to you. Prophets, they do that. All the awliya Allah, they do that. The angels may, but we do not have a direct link to them, to Allah and to His Prophet, unless we have an Imam. So the whole key again is following someone. Following an Imam. Following a Shaykh. Following a guide. That, if you put that one in front of you, you're not going to ask how. You're going to ask him how, and he's going to explain, this is what you have to do. So, that time, it'll be easier. Inshallah. Understanding? Then that time, it doesn't matter, even if this whole world turns to a fire, because we are not others, unbelievers, to say, okay, Allah, I believe in you. Okay, I pray. And why is my life not a paradise? They're saying. Why I don't have gold? Why I don't have houses? Why I don't have this? Why I don't have that? Meaning they're treating Allah like He's a businessman. I give this much, you give this much too. No, Allah is not businessman. Like we said last night, Allah is not Santa Claus. So many people, they're saying, well, I believe in you. Why I'm not getting anything? We are servants to Allah. That understanding of the servanthood is something else that is so deep that we may not enter right now. It's going to open so many other things too. But now that time, even if this whole world turns into a hell, turns into a fire, with that faith, with that connection that we have to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it will turn this fire into a paradise. It will turn fire into a paradise. Don't think that when the prophets, they go through difficulties and they're praying to Allah for themselves. Don't think when Holy Prophet ﷺ is praying to Allah to have victory over the mushriks, to have victory in the wars that he fought. Yes, he carried a sword. And those ones in his way, they're going to carry swords too. Both spiritual sword, so easy to say spiritual sword, and also the physical sword, the power. They are going to carry it both too. All Sahaba Kirams, they did that. Awliya Allah, look, to see if they're doing that or not? Of course they do. The ones that they call, oh, His love is full of love. He's teaching us the path of love. Rumi, I love Rumi. It's all love, 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 love. His name is not Jamaluddin Rumi. He's not the Jamal of the religion. He's not the beauty of the religion. His name is Jalaluddin Rumi, the Jalal, the majestic power of the religion. Jalaluddin. Love, he's saying, full of love. Oh. Do you know that he fought the Mongols? That he carried a sword and he fought them? No. Because people, they only take according to their ego, what their ego wants. They're not going to take the whole truth. Those ones standing up in the front, they're not speaking truth. They're not speaking the whole truth. They're cutting here and there to please other people, to please the womans, to please the unbelievers, to please the high-level friends, to please the governments. They're not speaking the truth, and when you're up there, you have to speak the truth. And they're speaking to please everyone but Allah and His Prophet. Oh, it's because of this, because of that, because you can come up with so many excuses. The first one to offer an excuse was Shaitan. Oh, it's because of this. Allah is saying, I have given you an order. So, Mawlana Jalaluddin Rumi, yes, he carried a sword. One of his murids saw him one day. After several days, he was walking around in the marketplace. Something was occupying him. Not in the marketplace. Mawlana is not going to walk around the marketplace. He's walking around in the area there. Something is occupying him heavy. For 3 days, people are seeing him like that. After that, one Fajr, he went up to this man. He was a butcher. And he says, give me a horse that no one has ever ridden on that horse, ever before. Unbroken, untamed. They brought with difficulty a very wild horse. Hazrat Mawlana just jumped on the horse obeyed him, top speed, he went. Disappeared whole day. They saw him before Maghrib enter. He is coming. He jumped off the horse is skin and bone. And the horse fell down dead. He prayed, he did his zikr, sama, everything. Fajr time, came again. He came to that same butcher and he says, give me another horse. Stronger than the one that you gave me yesterday. He jumped on the horse, he went. Maghrib time, he entered. He came back, horse fell down dead from exhaustion, and he went into his zawiya, into his takya. Third day, same thing happened. He got on a horse. He came back, Maghrib time. The horse was skin and bones. He fell down dead from exhaustion. Hazrat Mawlana did not say nothing to no one. Then he went in. Months later, a caravan from Syria came. And they came to pay respects to Hazrat Mawlana. And they said, if it's not for you, fighting together with us, taking the sword and fighting against the unbelievers who came to destroy us, the Mongols that came. If you didn't fight and showing so much karamat and miracles at that time, we would all have been destroyed. Ya Mawlana, thank you. And the whole town saw him. Where is Konya in Turkey? And where is Syria? Riding the horse, and in one day, back and forth. So yes, those ones who are saying that, oh, love, then they don't understand what that love is. They don't understand. They're thinking love is just what makes me feel good. That is love. What makes me feel good, that is love. Love, ashq, is to be completely destroyed in the presence of that one. that you say, I don't exist, you do. I completely sacrifice everything. You gave me free will. I sacrifice that free will too. And I'm going to go with the will that you have, not my will, your will. That is Islam. Submission is love. To return the love. In the khutbah saying, those who don't return Allah's love, those are the kafirs. Because Allah created us with love. How are we going to return that love? And Allah is saying, follow that prophet and obey that prophet and love that prophet, then Allah will love you. So, that's important for us to know. Otherwise, this whole world can be paradise. If we don't love Allah, we don't return the call that Allah is calling us at every moment, if we're not making the zikr of Allah, then that time this whole world will turn into a hellfire. But this world, if it is a hellfire, and we say, Ya Rabbi, you are enough for me, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil, that time the fire will turn into a paradise. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.